So what do you understand by this word? It is also a part of GS 1 paper. Okay, I'll discuss it here. So understand that the Western secularism, it means that the functions of the church or the functions of religion, okay, they are totally separated from the functions of the state or politics. This is your Western form of secularism. Okay, it's an ideology where the religion and the state are separated. But please note over here that Indian secularism, okay, we see over here that the state or the government and the religion over here, these are mutually inclusive. Okay, where do you see the state and religion being mutually inclusive? Article 17 of the Indian Constitution, which talks about untouchability, removal of untouchability, right? So, state is interfering into the part of religion, right? We have seen untouchability in old Varna system of Hinduism, right? It talks about abolishment of it, right? It has taken out certain penal crimes, but state will not totally interfere into the religion. Also, under Article 29 and 30, state makes laws for the educational rights of the minorities. Is it clear? So this is the conception of secularism here. But in Europe, what was going on when I'm talking about secularism? That the church has to be separated from the state completely. Why? Because these people, they wanted that the papal control should go away. Is it clear? Okay. So what happens in Renaissance is that the society is transitioning from a medieval society to a modern society. Medieval society of feudalism to a modern society of enlightenment, okay, where focus is on human dignity and rights. Okay, so it began as a movement to revisit the old scriptures. I've just discussed the Greek, Latin, and the Roman scriptures. But what happened? Soon the ideas propagated in art, humanistic form of art, secular religion, okay, again secular literature, philosophy, existential philosophy. You will see Sartre, Nishit later आएंगे. You will see Kierkegaard, all these people coming here and talking about existentialism, Martin Heidegger. Then you will see it in science, okay, the heliocentric theory of Copernicus, and politics. Definitely you will see an emergence of democratic nations, and mostly when I will be discussing the liberty, equality and fraternity in France. Is it clear? Okay. So finally, it led to decline of the church's influence in the intellectual and the cultural life of the people. It is said that the existential philosopher Soren Kierkegaard, he was a very devout Christian, okay, but ultimately it is said that he questioned, he did not deny like Sartre the existence of God, but he questioned and he said that truth is subjectivity. He did not wanted himself to get rigid into the social religious structures created by some institutions. Okay, so this is what people are thinking, and this was reflected in the cultural and intellectual life of the people. Okay, see, it is written that the church discoursed on peace in life after death. The Renaissance thinkers, they focused on rational thinking and the real world. Okay, understand this. Let me take you to the whole story, what was happening back in 2nd century BC and 5th century AD. The whole empire, okay, there was a fall of Roman Empire, okay, due to loss in trade and commerce. And what happened, there was rise of empire in Turkey at Constantinople. Okay, now this was happening. What happened after this, the fall of the Roman Empire, that it entered into the dark ages, right? We discussed here that during this time there was a ruralization of economy. Always remember that economy is always equivalent to the empire. Even today you see why China is flourishing. China is more than a geopolitical state. China is a geo-economic state. It focuses on its economy, right? It more and more it tries to have trade. So even that time empire will only flourish if there is economy. Okay, so what happens, we see fall of the empire because loss of trade and commerce leading to ruralization, dark ages, and coming up of feudalism. Okay, but from feudalism to this stage, from the medieval Europe to the modern Europe, this will be the stage of Renaissance, right? Followed by Reformation, followed by scientific revolution, and ultimately all this is leading to Enlightenment period. Okay, where today we are discussing about the human rights and dignity. Is it clear? I hope this stage is clear, because from here the after this class the revolutions will start.